Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run Knit, and this is episode 171.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that number.
I feel like the last week plus has been a whirlwind.
It has.
So it's not just me.
No,
Excellent.
It all needs to slow down a little bit. The last few days at work have, felt like we're kind of like in a breathe time, and we can move forward and, ramp up the pace again here shortly, but, yeah.
We both went to YarnOver this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And there was funness to be had there. I have a brand new 6-year-old.
Oh, yes.
And an upcoming brand new 40-year-old.
Oh.
So the birthdays are happening.
Yep.
Yeah. Weather's starting to slightly get warmer.
Mm-hmm.
But not quite fast enough for my tastes.
Yeah, I seem monochromatic right now, but I was wearing khakis that were kind of cropped earlier today and felt very spring. And but then I was making supper and got chicken fell down onto the pants and I had emergency, quick wash. I haven't worn these very much.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, weather's improving. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The walk to the car and then the subsequent getting into the nice, warm, toasty car is kind of pleasant.
Yeah. Yep. If your car sits outside.
Yes, true. So yeah, I went shopping with Karen on that Friday and got myself some new clothes.
Ooh.
Mostly work type of clothes, not super casual. But casual enough that I can wear them in the summer and not feel like I'm overdressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was really fun. And then went to the dinner straight away after that, which YarnOver provides a dinner with the teachers the night before. So if you're...
It's kind of a pay per plate thing.
Yes. Yep.
So it's open to all. I don't know if they always sell out, but we always enjoy it because not only do you get to hobnob with the teachers, but there's also a keynote speaker, which was Amy Herzog this time.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat at the table with Susan B. Anderson.
We did. And Shelley,
Mm-hmm.
the organizer of the event.
A lot of the organizers for the event.
That's true, actually.
Yeah. So, yep, hobnob with the Minnesota Knitters Guild people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent the day with Corey and we did some yarn shopping. We went to the Buffalo Yarn Shop. I'm not remembering off the top of my head what the name of that, Silver Creek, I think. Buffalo, Minnesota. My husband said he looked at the credit card statement and thought that it was fraudulent because he thought it was Buffalo, New York.
Oh.
I was like, the list of places in Minnesota and New York continue because there's also Rochester,
yep,
Minnesota, and New York. But that was fun. It was a great shop. If you're ever in the area, you should go check it out. She's got her ordering must be really easy because if she gets Cascade 220, she gets every single color of Cascade 220.
Oh, wow.
And every single color of Lamb's Pride, and every single color of, I can't think of the one now that's, yeah, but yes.
Very colorful.
Yes. And so, yeah, not only is it a large depth of coverage, but, she's got a lot of different bases as well, so.
Okay.
Deep and wide. It's kind of a maze of a store. And Corey said it used to be in a smaller store than it was.
Oh, wow.
So I can't even imagine. But.
Yeah, something I forgot to mention about my shopping on Friday was that one of the places we went to, the Limited, and I said that but I haven't shopped there before.
Oh,
and yeah, I mean, I've been in it, I guess, but I've never like found anything I wanted and kind of left.
Mm-hmm.
But this, or I don't know if it's brand new, but new to me, they have a scandal line. So if you watch that TV show, the main character, Olivia, dresses, very posh and in her DC ways, and I'm not a huge fan of the show. Like, I've seen it a couple times, and it's really interesting, but I don't have time to add a new show, so maybe someday I'll binge watch it and get it all in. But the interesting part is, she's just very stylish, and so they decided to take that wardrobe, the costume designer or whatever, and now they had a line that was very reminiscent of that character.
Huh.
And
cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I actually got some really nice pants, and I was excited.
Do you feel like Olivia Pope when you're wearing them?
I feel very confident because I don't really like tight suit pants, and these were very like wide-legged trousers of the style that I like. And it's like, oh, Olivia and I share the same, like for our workwear, I guess. At least on the pants part. And
or at least this season.
Yeah, okay, that's true. This season, who knows? This fall might be a different story for Miss Olivia.
She might get,
but
fashion sense might change.
But for now, it was like, oh, fun, and it was all, summer blend fabrics, so it wouldn't be too warm. Because a lot of the clothes that I have, that I was trying to replace were thinner, summer type of pants. So it was nice. It was good workwear. I was surprised at the number of options they had for work separates there, and it seemed to work out for me. Like, oh, I found a couple things.
Yeah, I remember them having a lot of workwear. My favorite pair of jeans in high school, if that's not a funny thing to remember, was from the Limited. Ooh, yeah. And then they went back, and I couldn't ever find them. Like, they were stylish for that one season, and it wasn't like you could go back and get them repeated seasons.
Yeah, I know. And the rule is, if you buy jeans, you wear them a lot right away, because if you like them, you got to go back before they go out of season and buy a bunch of them.
High school Megan didn't know that. I don't know that adult Megan knew that until you just said it. But okay, good rule of thumb.
Well, it didn't dawn on my husband that styles change even in his jeans. Mm-hmm. And he went back trying to find a certain pair of pants made by Calvin Klein that he liked. Or maybe it was CK, I don't know. Whatever, it was at the mall, and he was trying on everything because I made him. And he really liked this one pair of pants, and they were lightweight denim jeans and good color. And they finally were wearing out like 5 years later, went back to try to find, I'm like, oh, no.
Even I wasn't that deluded. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so I'm just, trying to say, well, if you like something, you have to buy more than one. Because especially if you're not the type of person who wants to stay on trend or whatever, you just like what you like. And it's like, well, if you like what you like, you're going to have to buy more of it. And I think my friends who have fit issues, like they're taller or have longer arms or whatever, they get it. They're like, oh yeah, I need to buy 3 of these, one of every color. I need that, because the next time I come in, they'll like hit me here or come up, they won't be the right length. And I know that right now these are awesome and they're the right length, and I can just stock up now.
Yeah, which kind of feeds into our Fit to Flatter class.
Absolutely.
So we're probably going to dive in and talk about YarnOver here, and then we'll probably get into our regular programming. So I thought that would be a good ordering.
Sure.
It's fresh in our minds. Purchases will be at the end. I guess we'll kind of
bookend it.
So Amy and I both took the Fit to Flatter class, and as we mentioned, Amy Herzog was the keynote speaker. I really appreciated that when she gave the keynote speech, that she had the visual aids. Not that she didn't do a really good job in the classroom, but she didn't have like the digital projection in the classroom. And so I felt like the speech that she gave there was greatly aided, and she did a good job of using the audio visual, audio video. And but in class she had so many different sweaters, and I feel like she's just like a clothing ninja. Like she's figured out the way to make something, kind of zhuzh it and make it look smaller, or fold in something, or make the collar. So she was demonstrating all the different ways that collars or length can change how a garment makes you look in it. Which was the big thing that I took away from the class, was just in general how people perceive me isn't based on the measurements that I compare myself to other people. And again, it's a fine line between teaching her class on our podcast and giving you a review. But like eye-opening for me, you can do your eye-opening, but eye-opening for me is that I am categorized as a top-heavy person, and I never would in a million years have told you that I was a top-heavy person. I'm like, look at these things. They're so small. Like, I'm not top-heavy. What are you talking about? But it really has to do with your shoulder width relative to the rest of your body and your hips. And so I have very wide shoulders, and so I need to dress my body by the fact that I'm kind of top-heavy.
Yeah, and you learned that your measurement differences in what you were knitting to where she told people to start was way off.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm really going to make that big. I've knit enough sweaters that fit me, and I like the way they fit. But yeah, it was the difference of 32, which I think I had been using like my bra size, the chest, the under your boob measurement, because I kind of like things fitted through here because there's really not that much difference. And then my shoulder is 37. And so you're in a kind of predicament if you like things fitted through your chest, but you have a really wide shoulders.
Right.
So I think I've just through the years gotten used to the shoulders being a little tight on things because I want them to be fitted in the upper body.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I think that, like, Karen and I always do, like, shoulder tests in clothes, and I can't imagine that you would have, passed with that big of a difference in the shoulders. But, you must be used to how it feels, and now you like it.
Yep, because she was saying that I wore my Alvy. Amy was saying that it seemed like it was really tight through the shoulders. I'm like, actually, it's raglan, I'm feeling really comfortable. And she's like, oh, it just looks really like it's stretched across your shoulders. So this must be a big shoulder gal thing. That I'm used to the way that fits. So I don't know that I'm going to change my base size that I cast on based on the class, but it definitely made me think about the way things cut me, the way things fit, and how that changes how I'm perceived, because I have a long torso and big shoulders, so which can lead to making your legs look short. But what about you? Any eye-opening things you wanted to highlight? She had a metric butt ton of sweaters.
Yeah, that was fun. Just basically with every type of like collar and sleeve and length that you could demonstrate was in a pile of sweaters. So that if she said something and she saw people had like a piqued interest in it, she would go and find the sweater and try it on.
It was very much an on-demand class.
Yeah. And let's see, I don't know. It was very overall fascinating. I really liked, she had a standard outfit that she would wear to teach the class because she's able to manipulate it the most. And seeing her manipulate that in person just right before your eyes was just really like, whoa, if you want, where the eye is drawn just by your sleeve lengths. And so she would change her sleeve lengths, and right before your eyes, like how your mind perceived her body type changed. And it was you know, I could probably have seen all the pictures in the world, but you felt like, oh, well, that's just how they took the picture, but she did it right in front of your face and went, whoa, you know, like,
yeah,
it is a science of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, the AV kind of showed you side by side.
Yes.
But in real life, it showed you that there was no camera magic involved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the visual aids, right, before and after, side-by-side comparison is interesting, but when that magic is presented to you in person, it's just like...
It's like, yeah, there's no... It's like when magicians do magic on TV.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, that's just TV.
Yeah.
But no,
if they were
do,
actually manipulating the cards in front of you, you'd be like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
Sweater magician Amy herself.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else like...
Are you going to try a different neckline or sleeve length or anything because of her recommendations?
I was within an inch of my bust size, so I might, if there is an, you know, if I'm kind of in betweeny and I want it to fit a certain way, I'll probably go up a size than I would normally do, because this was 1 inch more than what I normally would knit.
Or isn't as drastic as mine, but is still a, yeah.
But I mean, and it sounded like 1 inch wouldn't be that big of a deal because of the give in a knitted fabric. But at the same time, when the pattern has the standard sizes and you're going along and you're like, oh, I'd never knit a 34, but like, and I'd also think like, God, a 38 would be really big on me. But normally I'd pick a 36 and I measure a 37, so that 38 doesn't seem quite so big anymore. Just thinking about what she had said in class. So, there, you know, it depends on what measurements they would give me. If they gave me a 36 and a half, I'd be there. But, you know, if they had some sort of ridiculously small and then a 38, I'd be like, okay, that seems a lot more reasonable now to go for the 38 than it did before. And then I took a second class with Mercedes, and I can't remember her full name.
Really hard to say last name.
Yes. Tarasovich Clark. So, Mercedes T.C.
Sounds like Louis C.K.
Yeah. She has a brioche chic book, and she taught me some brioche. I ripped out all of my swatches, but I did decide to cast on a super bulky old stash
bustin'.
Yeah, to practice my brioche. So this is just me practicing the stitch in a single color, so it's not as interesting as the color work part of my class was. But I had very limited experience with brioche to begin with, so I thought that practicing would be a good thing. And so I just show you that. It's all bunched up on the needles, so it's really hard to get an idea.
So you're increasing and decreasing.
Yep, increasing and decreasing, and noting, you know, what it looks like on the reverse, and trying to... Oh, I missed a ply there. Oops.
Uh-oh. So brioche creates a double-sided fabric.
Yep.
And that's really noticeable when it's two-colored, right?
Yes.
Because then the other side has that other color pop.
Yeah, and in this, you know, the way that the other side looks is much different from the right side, with the increases and decreases. But I bet you would get a nice pop if it was two-color, and you wouldn't necessarily care as much that it was different from the front. Yeah,
very pretty.
So I do have two colors that I think would work in a two-color brioche, and so now I'm just trying to think of, you know, which pattern to get. I think I'm supposed to be getting a Craftsy coupon code because she has a Craftsy class, and that would help offset the cost of the Craftsy class since I did take her class. And yeah, but I'm
kind
not
of as
sure.
a refresher or as
to be able to hold on to some of the ideas.
Very cool. I think brioche is really happening right now.
She was she was very thorough and did an excellent job of teaching, and we even got to end a little early. I know that the Amy Herzog class is chock full of information. It felt like it could have been an all-day class with as fast as the information was flying at you. Maybe a full-day class would give you opportunity to stop and ask more questions about...
I think she had a PM class, so maybe that was
That was mindful mods. It was a little bit different. Probably more specifics on how to change something.
Yep. Get your hands dirty and actually...
Yeah, do some math, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, that was my YarnOver class experience. Hit the marketplace for a little bit. Saw some people. Delivered some clicks for Kylie hats in person.
Yep. Likewise.
Kylie wasn't there when I was there. Did she end up coming?
Yep.
Okay.
She did. Yep.
Yeah, I missed her.
Yep. And it was amazing. I stayed at Corey's house just to see all the cute hats.
Cool.
Yep. And the number that had stacked up. I don't know if I'm at liberty to share, but goals. Good.
Yep.
So, I don't know if she's announced anything or not, but it was a celebratory weekend. It was good.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. What else? Yep. So the market was awesome. Got to run into a lot of people. Thank you to everyone that stopped and said hello. It always means a lot to us because you may recognize us, but we can't see you through the camera, unfortunately. And there, sometimes if I haven't seen your face and you say your Ravelry name, then all of a sudden it's like it washes over me all the online interactions we've had and whatnot. But if I don't have a face with the name, it's sometimes hard. So thanks to all that stopped and said hello. Had a great time with my wonderful hostess Corey, and got some shopping done on Friday, and then did too much talking on Saturday. So we can talk about that in enabling. As far as Administrati, we will be drawing for the Kupnitz book soonly. We finally got the Elegant Economy drawing out there.
Yes.
The KL that we have going on, the Wishing for Warmer Weather, because warmer weather still hasn't come, and because we were kind of negligent in getting the FO thread up, someone normally pings us.
Yeah,
I finished. Can you get that up? And this time it just escaped our attention. That thread will be open until May 10th.
It's only a week away.
Okay.
So,
yeah, we got some really pretty yarn and some of those bags from, why is the name escaping me? Renee. You can see her name. Lowland Originals.
Okay.
Lowland,
yeah.
Right? Not Highland, Lowland. Anyway, I'll fix it in the editing. The show notes. And so yeah, get out there. Put those out there, and we've got the self-striping that we'll be drawing for here in short order. Our recording schedule has been infinitely moving.
Yeah.
Not infinitely, but it seems like the schedule has been moving a lot. So YarnOver kind of disrupted last weekend, and so yeah, there won't be a standard time per se that the episode will go up, but it will hopefully go up.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least on my Administrati list, go check out Laura Neal, who has the sock architecture book, has a craftsy class, and I have yet to be able to watch said craftsy class, but it's out there, and so I hope she'll review it once I'm able to watch it. But things have just gotten crazy, work and ZK and life. So excuses, blah blah. If I'm the Charlie Brown teacher, wah 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 wah. But we'll get it done. And if you were interested in the book or have the book and are interested in a little more AV support, craftsy classes are a great option. So go check that out. All right. Enough talking by me about minestrone.
Okay.
Did you have anything to add?
No, nothing to add. I can start talking about FOs.
Woohoo! Finished objects.
So I had finished, this is I think it's called Ragdoll by Cloud Lover in a Rambouillet.
Oh yeah, you love Rambo.
Yeah, it got real poofy.
And so soft.
But one thing that I learned during the process of this lovely yarn is that if I hang it up in the bathroom now, the cat can stand on the hamper and it's right at the right level that, ooh, tasty. Because she got 10 strands of this thing cut. And I freaked out. I was about ready to go to bed, yelled at the cat, slammed the door, and proceeded to like practically weep over the, like, I spent months on this and now there's 10 cuts in the yarn. And maybe it was 5 and it was 10 strands, I don't know. But basically I went up to my craft room and it was still kind of wet, and I was taking it out of the hank and winding it off and making sure, and actually this is what I got that was solid. And then I have a second ball of scraps that I magic knotted together and put aside. And it's like, this was a lovely like DK to sport that was gonna be like 250 yards, and now it's 220 or something yards. So yeah, I think I lost about 30 yards in the exchange with the cat.
Your cat has gotten a taste.
She has. But, you get mad and then you go, okay, I can't hang tasty yarns at cat level and expect them to be safe anymore. So this is, dumb, dumb human. Think like a cat. You put that right at my mouth level. What were you expecting? Yeah. She hadn't bothered things hanging in the bathroom before, ever. And actually this had been hanging most of the day. It was right at bedtime that she decided she wanted to chomp on it. So I don't know if, when it was wet, she just really wasn't interested. But now that it was sort of dry, she was like, ooh, this is tasty looking. I don't know. Who knows? She's a nut. So, yeah, all future yarn will be, well, now that it's getting nicer, I can hang things outside and they will dry a lot quicker. But I might just have to,
until she tells the neighborhood cats about how tasty your yarn is.
Don't even joke. But it should be faster so that it'll be out there a shorter amount of time and I can just bring it in. But yeah, that's what I learned. And I got this done, and I've got a lot more spinning aspirations. I don't know if it's the nice weather that gets me in a spinning mood, but
yeah, you do take your spinning wheel outside, right?
Yes, I have, and it's upon me. I'm like, as soon as I get a spindle empty, I'm thinking about what to put on that spindle. It takes a few days, but then I finally get up and put something on the spindle. And then the wheel has something new on it as well. And so this was a wheel yarn. And then I got 2 more of these Martina Bem hats done.
Yeah, I think I remembered you showed the one that Lucy was wearing, and then you never showed it as an FO.
Oh, okay.
You did it with hand spun, right?
Yeah. Yep. And that one is out on my projects page, and it's pink and yellow, and has Lucy modeling it. But this is what's it called? Langsfield, I think. So the Langsfield hat, and there's also a short version. So this is the elongated slouchy version, and you get both in the same pattern book, I believe. I don't know, I think that it was $6 and I got both of them. And then this is the smaller, I think this will be for my son, but it does fit. It's just, it has that creep, because it's too small for my head.
Like a swim cap on you.
Yeah, it's a little bit more shallow. And again, if I don't know, I think that my go-to from now on is the slouchy version. I really like the elongated, and this was okay. I mean, and I was making it for a smaller person, but I don't think that it's going to be as go-to as this one. And that was an ingredient hand spun that I won off of the Ooh Fancy Pants podcast, because I was one of the few people who had applied for a contest back in the day.
What you swatching?
Yeah, what you swatching.
Yeah.
So I got the hand spun, and I think it was meant to be mitts or something, but it's 2 hats.
It's beautiful as that hat too.
Yeah,
that pattern looks really good with that gradient.
Yes, and I really like this pattern for hand spun, and so I'm making another one. Starts out as a triangle, and so I'm making another one out of hand spun.
I think we've got repeat fever here.
I know, right? Just like, we're gonna knit that same pattern over and over. I knit 3 Barleys for the Clicks for Kylie. I like that pattern. It was very simple and looks cute, boy or girl. So
fun. Okay, last week I had kind of alluded to the fact that I was knitting something for a baby, and then I decided I'm going to knit all kinds of things for babies, and so it will still be a surprise. So I don't have to have it be anonymous or secret. Yeah, not anonymous, secret. So this is that Eternity Ranch Yarns, super soft. I have to put the I-cord button enclosure, and I don't have the button picked out, so I just kind of left a string. I'll crochet a loop and make it the right length for the button. But this is the Clara pattern. I can't remember who it's by, but I modified it a ton. So some of the things that people have had issues with is the neck hole's too skinny, the armhole's too short, and then I had some problems with the cast on. I thought the cast on number. I thought that 36 inches at the bottom of a baby dress seemed kind of redonkulous. That would fit around me. You decrease it by half, so it would be a really full skirt on a baby that can't even stand. It just didn't seem right to me. So I changed the cast on number quite a bit. I decreased it by, I think down to 160 stitches on this one, because it's kind of a light fingering, and then 140 on these other two. And then I worked some even rows up here in the top to make it longer, and I didn't decrease down as far up at the top. And so at first I was kind of, when people were saying that the neck hole was a little skinny, I was a little freaked out, but Amy was there to witness when I did it the first time. It fits over my head, so it will fit over a baby's head, hopefully, if the Barley is any indication. And it also works as a cowl that way. They can wear the dress as a cowl. But super cute pattern. I mean, I'm not saying that the original pattern is bad. I just did a ton of modifications on it. And it's, I believe, only available via a kit. So I think that it ends up cute, but I don't know that it's for everyone. Let's just say that. And it's not really available for everyone. So I really like how this worked out. I have, for somebody who knits a lot of garments, a lot of random one-off skeins. And so this is just like the perfect application for this. So this is Yarn Love in her Scarlett O'Hara base, which is nylon and bamboo and merino. It's in the fall shard colorway. And when I was down at the bottom, I thought it was going to be a little bit too crazy pants, but I continued on. And it's super cute. Oh, and I also changed, I made these eyelets symmetrical. So in the pattern, there's not 2 eyelets there. It's just one. So, but yep, super cute. And I really like this merino bamboo. Got a nice hand to it. And it's, super bright and cheerful. It's a good baby. Baby can totally pull it off. So yeah, eventually I'll have quite the
Clara collection.
Clara collection. These are pretty similar sized, even though I changed the cast on numbers, because this seemed a little heavier. So, but yeah, Gotta buy some buttons. Start sending them off.
Yeah, sure do.
Although I am kind of like, it would be fun to get them all done and in a pile before I send them off. So,
would be
a photo op that you wouldn't get if you send them off individually. So,
true.
But yes, very much like your hat. Got done with one, cast on another. Got done with one, cast on another. Speaking of which, I've got another one here that's out of Cyborg's craft room in the final countdown. Leftovers from Ellie's Hitofude.
Cool.
Do you want to talk whips?
Sure.
You got your cowl, your brioche cowl there.
Yep, I have the hat started in, I'm not quite sure which yarn this is. This might be For the Win, but don't quote me on that. Because I had a lot of For the Win, and this was only one skein, so I'm thinking it might be something else. Yeah, this might be something else. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I'm sure it's in my project page. So I have that to make into a hat, and
that'll be a very fun hat.
Yeah, red and blue, or pinky red and blue. Interpretation on red, white, and blue. Then I have just this much left to go into this, so it's like it's 2/3 done. So
and you're just going to go
one more third. Yeah, I think that it's going to have 21 of the
motifs.
No, 21 of the rows.
Oh.
6 motifs, and then it will be done. And I'll just do a little quick garter edge and get off the needles and see if it is a comfy cowl. Right now it's like a lampshade. It's
or an oversized headband.
Yeah, it's warm. Just put it on and you feel the warmth coming off of it. It's out of Spud and Chloe outer.
Which is a cotton merino, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think so. But I got that at a one of our yarn shops that was closing on clearance. And then I got a little bit further on my fruit stripe socks. So I got the heel, and I'm just working no pattern in the leg or foot. The leg has enough pattern. But yeah,
I like how it juxtaposes. You see how it's supposed to stripe, and then you see what the patterning does to the up top. Very fun.
Yeah, and this has a lot more stitches in it than the foot, and I forgot. So there is a point where you have to decrease, then work the heel, and then the foot. Otherwise you get giant Flintstone feet problem.
Appropriately sized ankles.
Yes.
Giant feet.
Yeah, and then everything else kind of took a back seat while I was working all those hats. And it was just a mild obsession, really. Like, I did not work on anything else. Hat.
What? You're monogamous?
Well, not truly. I mean, I did work on the brioche and the socks, but no sweaters.
Okay.
All little things. So then I have the Cabernet. Oh, I forgot how pretty this is. And it's getting down to where I need to wind up another ball, this is sweater, Spud and Chloe sweater, and another acquisition from the now defunct yarn shop. And so hopefully I will be able to get, this is 1/3 of the yarn that I have, so it'll be a nice thick cowl. And then after I have those cowls, I'll have a pile of knitting that, has no home, so that'll be good. I've started to just knit things because I want to knit them and get the yarn out of my stash and use the yarn, but the knitting has no destination yet, no home, nobody to give it to.
Just have a gift basket.
Yes, I will. I'll just have a gift basket.
Recipient unknown.
Yeah, and I kind of ended up with that last year, but I ended up with that, but not quite enough that I could offer everything to every cousin. I have a lot of cousins. And so it was kind of like, well, maybe this year I'll have enough that I can offer something to every cousin. You know, just start on one side of the room and make it all the way to the other and just let them pick. I think that'll be as good an option as any. But yeah, that's it.
I got to see Corey in her Hitofude, and that made me want to cast on my next Hitofude. It is a secret. It is for another gift secret, I guess, gift recipient. This one will be very unique, and I'm very excited about it. But I got it on the needles pre-May because I think May is going to be crazy pants.
Yes.
Along with... Hi. It's not for you, I'm sorry.
Ooh, a Max Hitofude.
Yeah. It looks good on lots of people.
You know what Jackson Galaxy would say? We do not put clothes on cats.
Oh. No. And then I have my peaceful pullover in addition to what I'm working on now. I have been very single-minded in that one of these got bound off, the next one got cast on. But I think in between the new Hitofude and the green Clara, I got a few more repeats in.
Oh yeah,
here pretty soon I'll
quite a
be
bit longer. Yeah.
Here pretty soon I'll be near my armpit. I have a long torso, so I
Okay.
often add length to my sweaters, which I think I intuited, but Amy Herzog probably could have told me through measurements. Hey, when I wear these sweaters, they look like short sweaters, and that's not the style. I need to add some length. But yes, I still very much like this. I think that this was a really good yarn choice and pairing for this peaceful pullover. So once I get a couple more of these Claras done, just so many babies, just so many. The babies.
I hear you there. I have a rash of them at work, and I would like to start working on some of those projects, but I need details. Details.
Yep.
Like when the babies are going to be born.
Yeah.
Would be a good indication. There's one around Halloween, so I know.
Ooh.
Pumpkin hat.
Hi. Yeah, you're such a good kitty cat. All right. Acquisitions.
So
Yeah.
many.
Yes.
So besides the pile of scandal clothes and the jacket that I'm wearing, I got market things. So first I'll mention that I got some pottery from Milk House Pottery out of Wamandi, Wisconsin. And I believe that this is Java Jenny's relation.
Yeah.
So
Sister, niece.
yeah, I really like what I got. It's a skinny coffee mug with a giant handle on it, and it's purple. So probably not ideal for coffee because I mean it was so skinny. It would probably hold 6 ounces of coffee, and the handle was really big. But I thought that the proportions were so unique and interesting that I needed to put it on my shelf with some spindles in it. So, and very reasonably priced. And I am enjoying my purchase. And then I have Grinning Gargoyle in this eye-searing hot pants colorway.
Yeah, she said Marley Bird.
Oh.
Told her she had to have that color. So, doesn't that kind of remind you of Marley?
Yes, it does. Yes, and I saw that a lot of the new Bijou Basin patterns are Marley Bird. So that's cool. And then I got platinum to go with it. So I am going to make a 2-color something.
Brioche?
Well, it's sport weight, and I'm on the fence about brioche. I do have some Madeline Tosh vintage that I bought a million years ago. One purple, one blue, but a dark, odd blue. They're both have a dark, kind of a dark wash over them, and they don't really seem to go like in a stranded sort of way, but I think they would be amazing in a brioche sort of way. Like close enough in color density, but different enough to stand out. Whereas when you have that closeness in color density, they don't make good stranded. So that's going to be a brioche.
One doesn't pop against the
Yeah,
other.
exactly. Yeah. Even though one's purple and one's blue, and you can get purple and blue to pop off each other, these two do not. They play too nicely together as a duo. So these, I don't know, might end up being something stranded, or maybe just a really pretty sport weight shawl that has two colors in it. I don't know. But
platinum hot pants.
Yes, platinum hot pants right there from the Green Gargoyle. Yeah, and these are cashmere.
Yes, MCN, super soft. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that she had a sport MCN.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't look hard enough.
And then I got a kitchen counter crafters bag from Miss Java Jenny. I even got the, I don't know, I was playing with whether I wanted the snaps or the gather. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I fell prey to my mom makes bags. If I'm going to get something that's not my mom's bag, it's got to be different. Mm-hmm. So I went with the different snap. And I really like this fabric. Mm-hmm. Pretty.
What's on the interior?
The gray
chevrons.
Yeah, the gray chevrons. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting. And I got my new license in the mail, and I lost it. It was in here. I am a ditz.
What did you put it in there for?
I have no idea, but now I have it, and
awesome.
So I'm excited. Like, yay! Ended up somewhere completely random, and I found it.
Excellent. Is that all, madame?
Yes.
Okay. So my purchases were all from yarn shops that I visited on Friday. Excuse me. I was intrigued by this. I immediately caught my eye when I walked into the shop in Buffalo. Very vibrant colors, and then I was further intrigued when I looked at the tag. So this is Blue Heron Yarns. This is a lace weight Egyptian mercerized cotton. It's 1,000 yards, and I just haven't seen cotton in lace weight. The mercerized makes it very shiny. The Egyptian makes it really soft. And I haven't seen cotton dyed up this brilliantly before either. I've seen more muted tones. Again, I'm not saying that that's an industry-wide thing. It's just my life experiences have led me to cotton that's been a little more muted toned and not this iridescent and this vibrantly colored. So, and 1,000 yards is a pretty sizable, lace weight, but a pretty sizable garment of some sort, definitely a short sleeve tank. So super excited by that. This one is deep blue sea. And then this one is blue violet. I don't know if you guys are going to get the iridescence, but there's just definitely a depth of color there. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, these may or may not become Hitofudes. That's what I thought of when I looked at them. I was like, ooh, a lace weight cotton Hitofude. What would that be like?
Mm-hmm. Lacy.
Mm-hmm. So there's those. And then after we went to the Buffalo shop, I went to the amazing Stephen B's. He had a ton of this hedgehog fibers. It's a sock yarn, and it is the softest 90-10, 90% merino, 10% nylon that I have ever felt. Mm-hmm. And I really fell in love with, it's got some kind of rusty orange, and then it goes all the way to your hot pants pink. in there, and I just really liked it. It reminds me a little bit of like deep sea jellyfish from Miss Babs, but again, just really love this base. The colorway is pheasant, I believe.
I can see that.
Yeah, really soft, really soft. And then I've been noticing a few pills on a couple of my garments, and so I've been meaning to get a gleaner, and he had a bunch. So a gleaner I now have.
Excellent.
Yeah, with all the different
attachments
and whatnot. But yeah. So I was in a shopping mood on Friday apparently, and then on Saturday I was in a gabbing mood.
I guess what I was thinking of when Amy Herzog was giving her talk, not our class, but her talk, was she was saying that pills are the enemy, right? Because that's your sweater disintegrating before your eyes. And then she had mentioned that she had some yarns that, they weren't all that pleasant to knit with, but as you wear and wash, it got softer and softer, and is now her favorite and doesn't pill. Totally want to know your, viewing audience here. I want to know your go-to for that type. A workhorse. It doesn't have to have excellent hand, but it washes like a dream, and it might be rustic, but it does the job, and the cables pop, and whatever, whatever makes you
Your
love. Your
cat doesn't want to eat it.
Yeah, that would be a plus, but that's not going to be happening. The more rustic, the more I think she likes it.
Yeah, she likes her roughage.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or at least, if it's a standard merino pish posh, but if it's something fancy that I hand spun and or the BFL, oh yeah, that's way tastier than that merino stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be interested to hear what people have to say. I know some people don't like the feel of wool-mize right out of the skein, but I think it washes up like a dream.
It does. It washes up great.
And it wears really well. And well, this is a new development. Where are you going, Maxie?
Yeah, and speaking of wears really nice, I put some Hempathy in my cart today and didn't purchase yet, but I have a couple sweaters that the warmer weather is like, maybe you don't want to knit with wool for a little while, so maybe you should start casting on this stuff over here. So yeah, or I might go to the local shop and see what they have in a DK weight, but lighter.
I've been seeing a lot of that Zoe.
Yeah, I've knit a lot of that. I think the sweater I want to make, I don't want to have that variation in the texture. I want it to be a nice consistent texture. So Hempathy is my go-to for that, and I would like to probably purchase some more.
Fun.
Yeah, maybe a lighter weight this time. I have a lot of the deep colors. So.
All right, ZK.
Yes.
Things are happening. I have closed down the class sign-up form, so we're going to be slotting people into classes, into the larger schedule, and the teachers should be getting some sort of notification, if not this week, then next week, about said classes so that they can yay or nay, veto or okay, where we have very little flexibility. So if you said Thursday AM and we put you in Thursday AM and you change your mind and you don't want to be in Thursday AM, that causes a lot of churn for us, because we have to ask somebody to move and swizzle things, and one class might be, so hopefully we can get everything right the first time, and we'll get classes signed up out there. I hope to also start sending out the asks for retreat prizes, for our door prizes. We have been very fortunate in the past that we've had been able to give everybody a prize. I don't know if that will continue year to year, but we do have some very generous vendors that get mentioned a lot during not only our podcast recap of all the prizes, but also throughout the retreat, and people go home with their products that they may not have heard of, and your generosity is hopefully paid back. So I might not have you on my list if you haven't given it in years past, but if you are interested, please contact me. I am just run it on Ravelry or Megan at stockingitzombies.com, and we can get you added to that ask list.
Yeah, Ploverbird already gave us a couple things.
Woo-hoo. She's always early, that Ploverbird.
She's on top of it.
She is. She knows what she wants. And she gets it done. What else do we have going on? The 5K signups have wrapped up. And the t-shirts should be shipping soon. And it's all just getting so very real.
Yes.
Real and exciting.
Yes, and you saying that we'll get those classes out within the week. It's like, whoa!
I said this week or next.
Yeah, but still, whoa! It's a lot of work to be done in that.
It is. I'm setting a stretch goal for us.
Yes, it's a good one. We'll try to make it.
But yes, super excited. There's only a couple of VKNs left. I was able to join the last one. If you have any pressing questions, please go out to the forums and ask. We've got lots of people that have been all 3 years, folks that have different viewpoints that are returning just from last year. And hopefully just a great time will be had by all. So.
And we might have a call out for some volunteers this year. So if you're interested in volunteering, you can kind of let us know in the excitement thread, as well as when we get around to asking. But yeah, there's going to be a few places where we're going to have a call for volunteers.
Yep, so we always have people help with the 5K. And we're going to be doing some on-site swag bag assembly this year on Wednesday. So if you're arriving early, that would be a way to not only help us out, but also meet up with some other people that also arrived early. And
Yes, and I guess I'd also like to put out there that I've already made a call out to local ZK attendees. But I'm looking for ambassadors. So if that sounds like something that you're like, wow, yeah, that's totally me. So requirements for ambassadorhood, please have attended the retreat before and be willing to shepherd people through their first day at ZK. Not in a serious and formal way, but just to make sure that they know where people are meeting to go out to dinner, and that people don't get lost in the shuffle, and that you're there if they need you, but they might not need you.
It's always good to know that you've got at least one person that you know.
Yep. So our ambassadors would probably just have be part of the write-up, and would be demarcated somehow so that people could easily find you.
I'm imagining like t-shirts that say, ask me about zombie knit buffalo.
Could be.
They could get stopped on the street.
It could be like those soccer, when you're trying to separate teams.
Yep.
And you give some people like the mesh. No, I won't make you wear something special. Chances are you'll be flagged at your table. You will have like one of those bicycle, like orange flag triangles at your table.
Yep.
That says ambassador. And then that way you can be seen in the sea of people as an ambassador and somebody who would be willing to answer questions and possibly have a meal with these people. So yeah, if that sounds like, I don't know, if you have the personality for that kind of assignment, let me know.
Yep. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
No? Oh, bye.
Bye, Ufta.